Hey guys, Brent Build Show. I'm going to talk today about 1-point perspective. Okay, I've talked to you before how important I think it is that we should be able to sketch for our clients. I'm going to show you a very practical one. I was at my parents moved to Kansas City. I went there to help them kind of figure out how their house should lay out. They had some funky things. They just bought this house, and I think that they need to build a cabinet in the study. Okay, so what does that look like? Now, I took a picture of the cabinet of the room, and I stood in the middle of the room and took the picture kind of straight on. Okay, we'll talk about in another video 2-point perspective. But if I stood at an angle, then I would have two walls going at two different angles. And I would have a 2-point perspective, two vanishing points. Okay, so in 1-point perspective, you basically have a vanishing point that's at your eyeball. Okay, so for me, because I know I was in the middle of the room, it's right around here in the picture, okay? Now, here are my tools, right? I've got a clear ruler. I've got a 2H, right? So the very light lead. And then I got a 2B for a little bit heavier lead if I need that. And then I've got a Papermate fine point pen, right? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to connect the lines, right? I washed out the picture, but you can still see the lines of the ceiling, the corners of the wall, okay, and the base. And I'm going to put on here kind of where those, I'm going to build basically that back wall. Now, you see all the furniture and it looks kind of cluttered here, but once you draw over this, it kind of disappears to your eye and you can kind of see what I'm drawing. Now, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the ruler, and sometimes I do this freehand, but I'm just for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to do it with the deal. And all I'm doing is I'm following the lines, the existing lines in the room. Okay, so there's down that wall, there's down that wall. Here's the base. I can see the base molding right there, and on the other side. So now I have built out that back wall. Right there's the back wall of that room. I'm now going to connect I'm going to take that, the base that I can see over here on the left side. I'm going to draw, I'm just following those lines, right? And you'll see that I've got this convergence point right here. I'm going to take this molding from up top and draw that straight line down, okay? And I'm going to draw this straight line down from this molding. And, okay. See, these are all landing kind of roughly right here, okay? It doesn't have to be exact, okay? I'm just gonna pick a point that's close to that because it kind of defines all those areas, and I'm just gonna say, this is my vanishing point, okay? And you'll understand that as we go forward, but basically, it's my eyeballs. If I took a picture of this wall, it's my eyeball on that wall. That's the vanishing point. And realize that this is kind of during the Renaissance when they rediscovered how to draw with perspective. This was groundbreaking, right? This changed the way art was produced. And so this is kind of lost secret, right? A little bit. Now that I've drawn the room out, right? Now that I know where the corners are and everything, I'm going to sketch the cabinets onto the wall, okay? Now, because I know this is the corner and that cabinet comes out about 12 inches, I'm just going to pull what I think is about 12 inches off that wall, okay? Again, on a rendering, on a drawing like this, you're really just trying to capture the spirit of it, okay? So I know that this would come over about 12 inches, right? Back here, right, and here's where you're using some of the existing furniture to know the heights of things. There's 30 inches, so there's the top of my cabinet, right? And so I'm gonna draw a line across there. I'll do a straight line this one. Right, and so there is the back wall of my cabinet, right? And now I can draw forward, okay, and draw forward about 20 inches, right, for my counter. So basically what I'm drawing is, if this is the back wall, right, if this is the back wall, I'm drawing an upper cabinet that's, 12 to 14 inches deep, and a lower cabinet that's, this one's going to be a bookshelf. This one's going to be cabinets with files below. There's going to be a seat that goes in here. But this is what I'm drawing, right? So the lower cabinet's deeper, okay, than the upper cabinet. Now, this is where my vanishing point comes in, because now I've drawn straight lines, but I've got to draw lines back, okay? So I'm going to take that vanishing point, and I'm going to find the edge of my cabinet, right? So there's the back corner of that cabinet. Here's my vanishing point, and I'm just going to pull this line forward. okay? Do the same thing on the other side. And what I'm doing is I'm drawing the countertop out, okay? And I'm going to guess-ish 24 inches, right? And I'll play with that and make sure I get it right. So there's my cabinet. This will come down. Now I'm going to draw the front of it, and you'll see this all kind of come together. Now I'm going to come down, because I'm coming out 20 inches, now I'm going to go down to the floor, right? And because I've drawn the line where that corner of the floor is, I know where that is, I can do the same thing on this other side. And now I've got my cabinet laid out. Now, I can't see the base of this wall, so I'm going to again take my vanishing point, go down to this corner, okay, where the back wall and the upper wall come together, and there's that corner of the wall, so I know this point has to come down to there. Now, it's getting out a little bit far. I'm just going to scoot it back a little bit. It looks like it's coming out too far, okay? And the reason I do this in pencil is so that you'll see later when I go over with pen, those lines just kind of disappear. So now I've got my cabinet, I've got my upper, right? And so now I'm going to draw across the top, and now I start filling in the deals. Because I built the basic box, right? I built the upper shelves, I built the lower shelves. Now I can start filling it in, okay? So the way I want it to lay out is I want a file cabinet on either side and an open space where a chair would go in the middle, right? So this will be, and kind of another idea of cabinet of design is just this idea of thirds, that thirds look better than fours, right? So I'm going to break it into 3 sections, okay? Because 3 just looks better than 4, then break it into 4. Odd numbers look better than even numbers. So I could break it into 5, but it gets a little busy that way, right? So I'm going to draw down the line here. Okay, there's my upper cabinet. I'm going to draw a line here. There's my upper cabinet, and now I've got a big space in the middle, okay? I am going to pick the pen, and now I'm just sketching, right? Now I'm just filling in. Now, because I know how cabinets are made, right? I know we got a 2-inch style and a 2-inch style on this side. These are simple cabinets, they're not crazy cabinets. I've got a header in there, got a header across here, and I've got a header across here, right? This is my middle section coming down here. And now I've got bookshelves in here. I'm going to put, 3 shelves in here, right? So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to put them up even. And then there's this side, right? Okay, so now this is down on the counter. And what I've done now, in order to, I'm going to fix this, but I'm going to take my vanishing point. That's my clue to how all these lines get drawn out. And I'm going to draw this out here. See what I'm doing here? I'm sketching it up, right? I'm going to put a chair right here, okay? Because there's going to be a chair. It's got a back. It goes down to a seat. All right, there's the seat. It has some legs, all right? And now I've got kind of the basis for this. And then over here, I want 2 big file drawers. Okay, so I'm just sketching in my cabinets. There's going to be a pull thing there. I've got another cabinet here. I'm going to pull thing there. I'm going to split this in half. So these will be big horizontal file drawers that get drawn out, right? Now we can start fleshing it out for our client, right? You begin to see how those white lines disappear. And then we can start shading, right? This is the inside of that cabinet, so you wouldn't see that, so that gets a little bit darker, right? This is the inside of that cabinet, and then up here. Now, I'm going to assume that he has a computer module right there. He's got some other things on top of his desk, right? Over here, he's got books. So I'm going to draw some books in there. Sometimes these books sit like that, but then there's books here, and then there's taller books. So see what I'm doing? I'm now filling in. Maybe there's a picture up there, right? So I got the family picture, and then some more books and some short books there, right? Over here, there's maybe a file cabinet there. And so see how this now is flushing out to be kind of a built-in, right? I can go back in with a darker pen and start filling these in, but now because I understand what these vanishing points are, I've basically built a little cabinet. I've drawn a little sketch of a cabinet for my parents to see, hey, this is how it's going to look. And then I can talk to them about it. Okay, what do you think you want here? Is this enough room for the books? I've got 2 big file cabinets. Is that going to be enough? we could break this up so that these file cabinets go this way, so that they open here, you know, open this way instead of opening the long way, right? So we can change that up. But how long have we been doing this? 5-10 minutes, right? And now all of a sudden I can go back and talk to my client without having to go to the cabinet guy or go get AutoCAD done, or I can sketch up very quickly, an idea of, does this work? And so in 5 or 10 minutes, I have something I can talk to them about. So this is 1 point perspective, okay? You got your vanishing point back there. Now, I would come back later and just erase that, right? So it'd look a little bit prettier. I would come in here and continue to flush this out. I'd put books on this side. I'd add a little bit of shadowing if I wanted, right? But there is, great detail here. Now, another way to do that is if you don't want to draw directly on the picture, okay, you can get some tracing paper, right? And draw it right over top of the picture. So there is a Mediterranean house we're working on. Here's a schematic, right? Just a sketch that my designers do that show maybe the way the bookcases are, how the trim and molding is going to go, ideas for the ceiling, right? Now this is 2 point perspective because you have lines going this way and lines going that way. But here's one that is single point perspective, right? Again, where we've taken a picture and just sketched up some ideas over top of a picture, right? There's just a basic picture, and we put this, tracing paper over top, tape that down, and then we give them a better idea of what's going on. Now this is done in pencil. This is done, 10 minutes, right? You can pick up the lines of what but they were able to sketch in, what the flooring might look like, what built-ins, what trim's gonna look like, the ceiling with the light, right? These are all things that you should be able to sketch in, put together for your clients, help them see your vision, right? Help them see what's in your head and help communicate that. Good luck. Follow me on Instagram, Millwork Hull Homes. Thanks for watching.